Yeah, she shining like butter. From Chicago, I call her young Cutler. Leave it to people. I pull up in Billy's with Lennon. They all want to be.
Greetings, everyone. You've got it live on Tuesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony courtside. On our sidelines tonight, reporting Allie LaForce. Here's a look at what's coming up for New York. On Tuesday, they'll head out on the road to face the Pistons in Detroit. And then on Tuesday, they'll go up against Cade Cunningham.
And you know for that matchup with New York. That one's going to be the 7th game of the season, almost a full 10th of the season played after that one.
So the New York starting 5. We've got Rollins. Victor Wembanyama is out there with Antetokounmpo. And it's Tyson in at the 3, the small forward. And for New York, we've got Williams. Doncic out there with Bridges. And it's Chet Holmgren. And it's McDaniels in at the 3 slot. Well, Clark, we've got lots of games left, but it's already been a very interesting season so far.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Kevin. I've especially enjoyed, though, seeing the rookies get settled in. I mean, that's always something that I kind of prioritize in my observations. Just watching how these guys adjust to the pro game is always pretty fascinating to me.
Now, here's Doncic. No good from outside. Here's Tyson. Wembanyama sets a screen for Antetokounmpo. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That's on Mark Williams.
And Antetokounmpo is just fearless. I mean, hit him, knock him around. Really doesn't faze him. Doesn't matter. I mean, this guy is determined to get the job done, and he does.
And if you look at what he's done over the last few years, Greg, is Giannis still getting better?
The numbers say yes. Field goal percentage, points per game. He's still a double-digit rebounder, an all-time great, breaking new ground.
New York with the ball. Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
I was able to talk with Doc Rivers for a minute. We talked about their defensive game plan for Giannis, and he told me the best way to guard Giannis is to keep him out of the paint and force him to be a jump shooter. The only problem is no one's figured out how to do that consistently. Giannis always seems to find a way to impose his will. Guys, back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you.
Bridges showing you the range right there.
Here's Tyson. New York, no good that time either. For New York, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. McDaniels kicks to Holmgren. At the tip, and Williams is right there.
Good cleanup job by Williams that time, collecting the miss and then going right up for his own shot.
Takes a 3. Kept alive by New York. A second chance effort. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 fall.
Holmgren with a screen on Rollins. And Holmgren the bucket on the assist by Bridges.
I mean, sneaky when he moves around the floor. Holmgren takes you out of the play, slips past, and just rolls to the hoop.
Will it go? It's rebounded by New York. Williams has got 4 rebounds in this game. Williams, a screen on Rollins. Oh, and the jam by Williams.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're going to start stretching this lead out a little bit.
And so now a timeout called by Rick Carlisle. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline.
A moment to check out Luka Doncic here. Last season, he played outstanding. Last season, put up about 28 points per, 7 assists, and 8 rebounds. And he was their top scorer throughout last season.
Well, his teammates knew whenever they really needed a basket, just look his way.
They've been looking out of sorts in the last few possessions.
And this is when you need to be patient. Find a high percentage shot and have some floor balance.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo, and too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. New York leading by 7. Williams scanning the floor. Williams has a screen for Doncic. And Williams with the stuff.
Boy, Doncic with his size and ball skills and vision is a master, a maestro in the pick and roll. He can make just about any pass necessary out of the pick and roll set.
Puts up a deep three. That shot off the mark.
He can't get anything to fall, at least not this quarter.
Down low, Holmgren. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. New York trails by 9. To the inside. Pass to Wembanyama. 1:32 left in the first quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Floats it up for Wembanyama. Can't complete the alley-oop. And so Doncic will bring it up for New York. This their first look at this year's New York squad.
And they're facing the team that dismissed them from the postseason last year. So certainly a little payback in mind.
We know that's in the past. You can't change that for sure. Nevertheless, a win would be sweet.
Pass to Tyson. Now Wembanyama. And the three ball is good.
And I like when Wembanyama is aggressive on offense because defenses feel helpless to stop him.
Holmgren kicks to Doncic. McDaniel sets a screen for Doncic. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Giannis has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. Here's Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
And a fast break now for New York. A nice shot by McDaniel.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
To the middle, Holmgren. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Holmgren's got his second basket of the night. And so it's New York with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for New York.
They've really been pushing that thing in the open floor, and so far, the opposition's not been able to slow them down at all.
And they've also done a great job turning defense into offense tonight, creating turnovers and capitalizing on the other end.
We've got Doncic. Jaden McDaniels is out there with Chet Holmgren. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Williams at the pivot, manning the middle. They're the group New York will start the second one. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
Mikal Bridges cleared for takeoff.
New York trails by 16. Clark one of the better two-way wings in the NBA, Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, he's a versatile defender. Has really improved offensively recently, in my estimation. Was second in Defensive Player of the Year voting one time. And over time, like I said, I think he's really added to and rounded out his offensive game.
Now, here's McDaniels. Inside. And there's Holmgren. That's good on the assist by McDaniels. McDaniels got his 5th assist in this one. Wembanyama against Williams. Wembanyama passes to Antetokounmpo. And the 3 off target.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And so it's New York with it after the miss from Chet Holmgren. And he makes that one. Wembanyama's got 5.
And few defenders to ever play in this league have the ability to slow Wembanyama inside.
So for New York, their last game, a win against the Washington Wizards. Love the confidence from Wembanyama.
And this is what you want to see. Wembanyama attacking with authority inside.
And finished off by Williams.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam, because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and 1 foot.
Maybe the most highly skilled big man in our league. Giannis is also one of the most frequently fouled bigs in our game.
The great Giannis Antetokounmpo, Clark, winning that 2021 title felt like the final hurdle for him.
Yeah, I think it was a capstone achievement. It was the one thing he hadn't done. I mean, he won back-to-back MVPs in his mid-20s. He was already a Defensive Player of the Year award winner, too. The Larry O'Brien Trophy was the last piece in the puzzle of a future Hall of Famer.
And both free throws good for Giannis. I'm told now by our producer, do we have them, guys? Okay, we do. We have a call coming in from Shams Charani. Shams, thanks for joining us. What do you have?
Well, with teams seeking switchable defenders, there's a specific player type that could be losing value, those smaller scoring-minded combo guards. You think of the Cole Anthony, Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarksons of the world, perhaps not as sought after as before, with teams looking for positional size and versatility.
They'll be challenged for certain. Okay, Shams, thank you for the report. And so here is New York, following the score by New York. And here's Doncic from the arc. And it's Tyson with the rebound. New York trails by 14. Pass to Wembanyama. Over Williams. And again, it's New York.
Showing he's more than just an interior threat. Wembanyama also possesses that reliable jump shot.
Williams, a screen on Rollins. Bridges passes to Williams. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor. 7 for 7.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
Now, here's Bridges. 5 points in the game. Williams, a screen on Rollins. And finished off by Williams.
A lot of the offense is going through Williams successfully. It's just one of those nights for him so far.
Good D by Holmgren.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
New York moving the ball around. Pass to Wembanyama. It's rebounded by New York. Williams has got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Bridges. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Bridges has got 7.
Boy, that's a really strong move by Bridges. He took the hit and still finished.
Here's Wembanyama. And he comes up with the deuce. 13 points for Victor Wembanyama.
He's been excellent in this period. Even though they're down, he's keeping them close.
Here's Doncic. And again, it's New York.
A gifted scorer. Luka's going to find a way to get the shots up that he wants to take.
Wembanyama outside. And he
power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could.
We've seen those kinds of plays get them going in the past.
And so we wrap up the first half. New York leads by 14. Allie, let's go to you courtside. What do you have for us?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Doc Rivers and Coach. You guys came out aggressive in the first half. What stood out to you?
We're getting to the paint and making plays. They're a great team as far as rotation, so we just got to make the right passes.
It all starts with attacking the basket. Thanks, Doc.
All right, Allie, thank you for that interview. And we'll be back with more basketball in just a moment.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Let's first take a gander at the rest of the NBA schedule for the night and what's in store. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time is the tip-off.
This is going to be an exciting one, Ernie. I'm ready.
Hey, I saw my big fella. Let's get it going.
See, every time you make me
Changing focus now to that first half. A brutal game so far for New York.
Number one goal in the offseason, get yourself some rim protectors. The guys you have cannot do it.
And credit their opponent for relentlessly exploiting that here. Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Mark Williams with a strong contribution so far in this one.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Here's who Rick Carlisle starting the second half with. Antetokounmpo out there with Victor Wembanyama. Then there's Rollins. And it's Tyson in at the three spot.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
That doesn't go either for Doncic.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
To the paint, here's Tyson. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Here's Doncic. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Second personal foul.
Many players, Clark, can drive in and step back, but few do both as well as Luka Doncic.
Yeah, I agree with you there, man. He's special in that regard, and sometimes he can do both of those things in the same play, even multiple times. I mean, he's a ball-dominant guy, but he's got special scoring ability. His footwork is a big part of it, his ball handling, and his size. I mean, his size is deceptive, and I think underlooked sometimes in how he's able to do what he does with the basketball.
He's off on the second.
You know, from the moment Luka entered the league, despite the naysayers, he's been a star, a legitimate star. And that's something you don't see very often. Boy, I like how quickly he threw the bounce pass there. Hard to defend against that.
On the wing, Doncic. He has 5. Doncic sticking it from way outside.
You cannot give Luka any space out beyond the arc because he'll make you pay every time.
Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by.
Well, it's been a great start for this offense here in the second half. 4 for 4.
And so now a timeout called by Doc Rivers. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two.
A moment here to check out the numbers for Holmgren. Good season for him last year. Averaged 15 points a game, 8 rebounds, and just over 2 blocks. And always nice to have a guy like him who can really defend at a high level coming off the bench.
You know, when you can sub in a lockdown defender, that's amazing. Look out! Bang! For a guy with his size, Mark Williams has tremendous agility, too.
Maddencommunity looking it over. Here's Wembanyama. Wembanyama going to town inside.
You know, overall, their shot selection much better here in the second half. We'll see if that's the case for the rest of the game, if they can keep that up.
No good on that one. Nice defense from McDaniel.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Bridges really has excellent quickness. He's able to attack before the defense was ready for him.
Here he goes, and he uses both hands to jam it in.
That should give him a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt here.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
For 3, that one misses. New York trails by 10 to the left side wing. Outside, Maddencommunity. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Wembanyama. Good for the basket. Number 9. He's only missed 2 shots from the floor all night.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
On the wing, Bridges. Covered by Rollins. Good defense by Wembanyama.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Well, he certainly hit some turbulence here, trying to get it cranked back up.
Bridges with the steal. McDaniels against Rollins. Up top, Doncic. 8 points for him, and the basket is good.
Nice work from Doncic, doing a good job finding a way to get it done inside.
Wembanyama, a screen on Doncic. Shot on the wing, and that one's good. Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got 9 points here in the second half. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Bridges dishes to Doncic. Back to Bridges. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
And on the slam, Bridges using the vertical to finish strong before the D can contest.
Now here's Giannis. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Holmgren. He's got free throw attempts number 4 and 5 here.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
And we saw it last year, guys, because those numbers were so low. Teams weren't afraid to put him on the line where points were hard to come by for him.
Free throw good. Giannis. Good on both. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. New York ahead. They lead by 8. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
That's right. I mean, that's not his primary duty, but when the situation calls for it, he can do it and does it well.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks, as always, for joining us. They've got McDaniels. Holmgren is out there with Williams. Then there's Doncic, and it's Bridges in at the 2. That's the 5 for New York right now.
Agile and skilled. Let Bridges get inside with the rock. He'll find a way to get a bucket.
Pass to Wembanyama. Giannis sets a screen for Wembanyama. And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. That's foul number 2 for him.
Really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
McDaniels, a screen on Rollins. For 3, Bridges. And it's Tyson with the rebound. New York trails by 10. In the corner, it's Wembanyama. Williams with the steal. Here goes Doncic. Williams kicks to Bridges. Pass to McDaniels. Now here's Holmgren. New York moving the ball around. Bridges, no one around him. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got assist number 5 here tonight.
Bridges knew there was daylight, using his sleight of hand to get the bucket.
That should give him a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
And Doc Rivers has called a timeout. He has decided it's the right time to talk. And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, during that last break, I heard Doc Rivers as he talked with the team. And they told the team, let's keep doing what we're doing. We're up. Do not forget that. They told their team to just relax, to have fun, and to finish this one out. We'll see if they do, guys.
Thank you once again, Allie. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch.
The previous play is under review.
Seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people.
The ruling on the floor stands.
And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
That free throw missing.
Well, you talk about new school big men. Chet Holmgren is in that category. Rim protection and perimeter game all rolled into one.
Here is Wembanyama. Wembanyama up high, down hard.
Oh, dynamic two-hand jam.
And right in the face of the defender.
Yeah, that was a tough, gritty, sandpaper-like finish.
Now Williams. Oh, and he pops it off the glass. Wow. Jacks up a 3. Bridges with the rebound.
Not a good shot at all, but that's what happens when you get desperate.
First personal foul, second team foul. At the line for New York, Jaden McDaniels. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
Guys like McDaniels, who can guard just about any position on the floor, extremely valuable these days.
And McDaniels drops them both.
When your big man can knock down free throws, that's a bonus for sure.
From outside, Williams with the rebound. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, they definitely should use some clock here.
That one goes in.
What a move by McDaniel, showing the defense how nimble he is when he wants to be.
Now onto the Kumbo.
New York foul. Luka Doncic. First personal foul. First team foul. Shooting from New York.
That free throw, no good.
He is creeping up in those all-time conversations. Giannis has won regular season and Finals MVP plus Defensive Player of the Year. Quite the resume, and he is not done for a while, folks. Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he would like. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
1:44 left here in the fourth quarter. Williams, a screen on Rollins. Doncic. And the rejection by Wembanyama. Bridges. Antetokounmpo with the rebound. New York trails by 13. Bridges with the steal. Stripped it away. Oh, the slam dunk.
Well, so often we see this transition buckets off turnovers.
And we know turnovers are painful and costly. You get loose with the ball on one end and get punished on the other end.
Now Holmgren, New York again turning it over.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for New York.
Their inside game was what secured them to win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year. And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Williams.
He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come out and get steals and extra possessions for his team.
Luka Doncic is a do-it-all player. I mean, he does everything for this team, including being a walking triple-double threat on a game-by-game basis.
McDaniels. And it misses. Wembanyama fires. He nails the jump shot. They're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything special. Just take time off the clock.
Doncic outside. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Now McDaniel. And there's the three.
Attacking right away. McDaniel's wasting no time there.
Now onto the Kumbo.
Victor Wembanyama.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
Now we have a moment to go courtside. Allie LaForce has got something for us.
Luka, you played well tonight, and your team got the win. Those two usually go together, but what else made the difference?
Yeah, I think we had a great game. You know, I think it was a great game today. You know, we step up together, play good defense, and it was a great win.
Team defense goes a long way. Thanks, Luka.
Oh, terrific job, Allie. Thank you so much. That was enjoyable. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Alongside Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan. And as always, we appreciate you joining us right here tonight on 2K. And now, our player of the game, Mark Will.